Pete, what's an average day in the director of player personnel and player procurement for a hockey team like?
Well, basically at the start of the year, we started off with 24 players, and we had to work down to 23. And at that time we had 6 players that were still under 25 game tryouts. So basically, I was just monitoring those players at that time, and your day-to-day issues are basically you look at your club and you're talking to other general managers throughout the IHL, and you're trying to upgrade your team.
Pete, all the secrets right in there, that computer?
Well, basically, last year I worked with Florida, and we kept all our data in the laptop computers, and it basically holds all the players in the National Hockey League, American League, and International Hockey League. So, I figure I've got about almost 2,000 players in the computer.
Pete, how much has scouting changed from the time that you got introduced to it when you were in high school and your dad was putting together the late and great Aeros?
Well, I think it's changed a lot. Back then, there was very few Americans that were coming into the league at that time, and basically all your players came from the junior ranks in Canada. And now there's so many different avenues that you can acquire players through. Like Shargorodsky from the Ukraine over in Russia. We've got players out of junior hockey, of course, and existing players out of the International Hockey League and American Hockey League.
Pete, on game day, you're sitting right behind Adam and myself. What are you doing?
Well, basically, there's 2 things. Number one, I keep a depth chart on the opposing team that we're playing, just in case we ever do want to make a deal. So I've got a book on each and every player. And also, basically just monitoring our players to see how they're playing. You
still enjoy getting down on the ice and working with Terry and working the drills, don't you?
Occasionally, Barry. I've been retired now for 3 years, and I got involved in scouting as soon as I finished playing. And it is kind of nice occasionally to get out there. I run a hockey camp in the summertime up in Lake George, New York. So it is nice to get out on the ice occasionally.
Family business for most people. It could be a retail business. It could be a medical profession or law profession. Is it safe to say that hockey is the Dineen family business?
Well, I would say so. With with our crew, all 5 boys were involved in hockey, and of course my dad was involved with the old Aeros, and previously working with Philadelphia. But all the boys had played, and Kevin and Gordon are the last 2 to play, and Sean's out in British Columbia working Larry Lund's hockey school, former Aero, and youngest brother works for the New York Rangers, does their video analysis.
Well, Adam and I will be back with more Aero hockey and with Peter Dineen.